In this video, we are going to take a look at one more concept dealing with flexboxes. Specifically, we're going to look at how we can make these different items grow or shrink depending on how wide the window is. Now, right now, they are wrapping, so let's take that off. Otherwise, we are not going to see them grow or shrink. You can actually just remove the property. By default, it will not wrap. These items will be kind of in one line here. I can start by deleting a few of these. We won't need to see all of them. Maybe 3 is enough. So I just got my 3 items in here. The first property we're going to look at is called Flex Grow. And we're actually going to apply this to each individual item, because the grow property can be different for each item. Some might grow at a faster rate than others. So we need to write that in here. We could give them IDs, or we could just write the style inside with some interior, some inline CSS. And the property we're going to use is called Flex Grow. I'm going to kind of minimize my CSS for now. You're going to give it a value. It could basically be from like 0 to 10 or something like that. By default is 0. I'm just going to set it at 0 for this one. And I'm going to copy it to items 2 and 3. I'm going to set item 2 at 1 and item 3 at 3. Let's save it. And before I describe what's happening, let's look at what is going to happen. So right away, you can see that the items have now changed size. This first one, it's essentially the same size it always was. This item 2 has gotten bigger, and this item 3 has gotten a lot bigger. If I squeeze this down here, you can see that they shrink in size. The basic idea is we're going to fill up all this space here. If you are at 0, that means you're not growing. This item 1, all it has is the text and a little bit of padding that we added. So that is essentially its original size. Item 2 is, let's say, growing at a rate of 1. And item 3 is growing at a rate of 3. So that means when they grow, item 3 grows 3 times faster than item 2 here. This has a growth rate of 1, and this one has 3, so it's all relative. It's not really like a measurement, it's just how fast you're growing related to others. And if you're at 0, you're not growing at all. So you can see as they grow here, they start to fill out more and more space. This one is growing 3 times as fast. So this gives us a nice way to orientate different objects depending on how much space we want. If we want item 3 to be much bigger, we can give it a larger growth rate. And as we decrease the width of our screen, it's going to kind of even out a little bit. The same thing can be applied with Flex Shrink. I'm just going to do similar properties here. Maybe I'll overwrite them. So let's, instead of do grow, let's do Flex Shrink. This might not work at first. Let's see. Yeah, it's not really going to work here because there's nothing really to shrink. I can't get these guys to shrink at all. So let's make them bigger. What if we did a, let's try for these, let's add them at a width of 400 pixels. Let's see if that helps. Okay. So by default, they kind of have these 400 pixels here. So now we have these larger items. But as we shrink the screen, we'll see that item 1's not going to change. The second one here is going to shrink at a rate of 1, and this one will shrink at a rate of 3. So as I go down here, you can see that item 3 decreases quite quickly, whereas item 2 decreases, but not quite so much. Now we can actually be a little bit more detailed with our starting width here. We probably shouldn't be using the property width. It's a little static. I'm going to delete this. The property we should actually use is called Flex Basis. This is technically what your starting width should be in a flex box. So I'm going to make this 400. And I might change the other ones around. So for the second box, let's do 200, and the third one we'll do 300. Not the most elegant inline CSS, but at least we don't have to make 3 different IDs. So at this point, they all start differently. They all start with maybe 400 and 200 and 300. And they also have a shrink applied to them. So once we start running out of space in between, that's when the shrink starts here. And there could be possibility for growing as well if we added that in. So those are those 2 properties. There's actually a shorthand for this. If you don't want to write out flex shrink and grow and flex basis, you can just write the property, I believe, flex. And let me check real quick. Yeah, it's just the property flex. And instead of writing out grow, shrink, and basis, you just do 3 values. So if I do 1, let's just do 3, 3, 400. This means it has a flex grow of 3, a flex shrink of 3, and a basis of 400. I'm going to delete these other 2 just so we can look at just this one box here. Just box 3, which again has, it's going to grow at a fast rate, it's going to shrink at a fast rate, and it's going to have 400 pixels to start. Let's take a look. Probably should save this over here too. Okay, so you can see it's not 400 pixels to start because it's taking all this space in here. But you can see it's going to shrink fast, and it is also going to grow fast. So I think here the basis might not be really affecting anything because it's just going to take up whatever size the screen allows it. But again, growing fast and slow. So that's a rundown of these 3 properties. Gives us a lot of power over how these different items are allocated space inside this Flexbox.